Okay, you guys, so now we're going to be doing two steppers. Okay, so keep in mind now we're going to be doing both at the same time. So it will be, keep in mind that 1 mole equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. It could be converted either the 1 mole on the top and the 1 mole or the 1 mole on the bottom. Again, this represents division. Okay, 1 mole equals molar mass, which is the grams or mass. Also is representing converting either 1 mole on the top or 1 mole on the bottom in the molar or vice versa. Okay, so this will be, of course, different from what you have, but it will be very similar setup, very similar. As you see the examples on the bottom, I already have it pretty much set up for you as well. So this is, of course, will help you answer the problem as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and this two steppers, keep in mind that look at what is given. So we will start with your given. So the given is going to be the given number, which is the particles. Okay, so we're going to go from 9.4 times 10 to the 24th, 10 to the 24th particles. Now, particles is very important because that's how you start and that's how you're going to match it up to this. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is your unknown. The unknown is going to be basically the grams. How many grams? We don't know how many grams. So we're going to be looking at that, at the grams. So it will be grams. That's your unknown. Okay, so now also we're going to be looking at the molar mass. So molar mass will be only if grams is in the story. Okay, so if it's in a word problem, that means we have to get the molar mass of the element or the compound. So this is a compound, so we are looking at compound. So we have to basically look at the periodic table and see what are the parts of each one. So for each capital letter represents an atom or an element, actually an element. So we're going to go ahead with we'll start with the C, okay, and then the chlorine will be next. Okay, then we count how many. So carbon has only one, so it's only one, and then chlorine has four. So, and then we're gonna, because each atom is basically, each atom has a certain weight. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at that at the periodic table. So let's look at the periodic table. So carbon is right here, 12.011 grams. And then chloride is right here, 35.453. So each chlorine has this much, and each carbon has this much. A carbon only has one of them though, but chlorine has four. Okay. Okay, so this was easy. It's 12.011 grams. But for chlorine, of course, when you multiply, you will get 141.81. And we'll just go ahead, 812. That's fine. Okay, so now we are already ready. We have our gum. Okay, so now we're ready to set it up. Okay, so since we're going to go from particles, this one, and when we're going to go all the way to molar mass, is we're going particles and molar mass. The only way we can do it is then you're talking about two steps because you need both of these conversions. You need both of them. Okay, so that means it's two steps. Okay, so so in here, instead of doing just one T, it should look something like this. Okay, it should look like this. That's your always your given, and then for each one you're gonna need a column. Okay, so okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so remember that this part there's nothing. Okay, or you could just put a one. Okay, so you always start with your given. So the given always is first. So it will be 9.4 times 10 to the 24th, and this is particles. So if this is particles, remember that diagonally across on the bottom, it will be the same, particles. Okay, so in here, so we have to decide what goes on the top and the bottom. Okay, so we need to look at our conversion. So particles is on the bottom. So we look for particles, which is the only one. This one doesn't have particles, so we're not going to use one of these. So it's this one. This was the one that has particles. So this is the one that goes on the bottom. You see how this one's on the top? So we can't use this one. We need the one that has the bottom one. Okay, so it will be this one. So all I have to do is copy it down just the way it looks. Okay, so it will be 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. That's Avogadro's number. And then, of course, on the top will be 1 mole. So 1 mole. So since this is mole right here, now this one we already did it. Okay, so these cancel out. So now this one is mole. You see how this one's on the top and diagonal? Then if this one's mole, then this one has to be mole as well. You see the pattern? Okay, so now you already did the particles. You already did this part. You already converted this one. Now you have to convert the molar mass. So if mole is on the bottom, then we have to pick the one that is on the bottom. So it will be 1 mole, so it will be this one, because the mole is on the bottom. So it will be 1 mole, and then molar mass, which is the mm, which, by the way, I forgot to add it. Sorry. So it will be, because you have to add them together. You have to get one number, okay? So it will be 12.011 plus 141.812, and it will be 153.82. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and put this one in here. Now this one is molar mass. Molar mass is your unknown, which is, well, not the molar mass, but the grams. The grams is your unknown. So you see how that always your unknown is last and on the top? Okay, so anyways, 1 mole, so the molar mass will be 153.823. Okay, now keep it simple, you guys. Again, all I'm doing is picking from those two and then decide, and then, but as long as these matches, then it's so easy to which one you're gonna pick. Okay, so just keep in mind how to solve the molar mass. Okay, so on this one, and you could always check your answer because your unknown, if it shows grams, it matches, that means you did it correct. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and solve it. These cancel because we go from particles to moles and to grams. Think of it as like, oh, I want to know, well, I might confuse you. Never mind. I'll show you that example later on. Okay. So now we're ready to do it in the calculator. So again, if you don't have a calculator here, I've already shown you several ways how you can get a calculator. You could get an app through your phone. All you have to do is TI-83 calculators. Those, as long as it has the second EE, then it should help you a lot. Okay, so one way to do this is do it like this. Remember how the lines, remember this, parenthesis, and then there's another parenthesis. Okay, so again, let me go ahead and put the parenthesis, and that's another way. Another way to write it is, of course, the 9.4 times, and then these two parentheses. Okay, so let me go ahead and put it in the calculator. It will be 9.4, and then instead of times 10, you put second, and then you see how it's E, and that's the exponent. So all they want is the exponent, so it's 24. Okay, and then it's the parenthesis. So you put the parenthesis, and then it's 1 is first because that's on the top, divided, that's the line, by 6.02, second E, 23, close it, and then open it again, the parenthesis, and it will be 153.823, and then divide it by 1, and then you close it, enter it, and there it is. It's a big number, by the way. Okay, so it's a lot of grams. Well, it's grams, that's why. So it would be, and I could just round it to 2,402 grams of carbon chloride. So that would be your answer. Okay, so again, your problem should be very similar. The only thing I mean, it's gonna be different is the given and also the molar mass, because molar mass is based on the element or the element or the compound. Okay, so this is a compound, so that's why I had to do all that math. Okay, because of each atom. But if it's an element, really, you just need that number once, that's it. Okay, you don't have to do any calculations. Okay, okay.